computer audio. Check, check, check. Can you hear mine? Speaker. Test speakers and mic. Can you try again? I still hear through the microphone. Still through mic. Yeah, I think Zoom might kind of reset the devices or something. Zoom might kind of reset the devices or something. Zoom might kind of reset the devices or something. Now the stream is looping now. But this actually seems like a really good setup for the stream. Like once we get it working. So did you have a webcam, by the way? Yeah, it's fine. Nope. Nope. Your microphone is muted. I see like a picture. Yeah, that could be the reason. Oh, did you leave? Oops. I think the same link will work. But so, by the way, I tested it's like 5-second delay only. Which is like really, really fast for streams. Oh, I have to make you a host again, I think. But I don't know if it actually matters, like who's the host. Because I didn't add you as a host like a few minutes ago, and it was working, like the video and everything. I think it's still through microphone. Oh yeah, it's probably because I had some volume on my phone for the stream. But yeah. Are you able to share your screen? Now you're muted, by the way. Oh, wait. Really? No, now it's fine. Yeah. No, it's still like through the microphone. Can you share your screen, by the way? Still can't hear anything. I'll let you know if I hear something. Let's see if I'm... Check. Yeah, my settings are fine. Did you have to change like the microphone in the Zoom after? Yeah. Yeah, this is like kind of weird watching that kind of a screen share of yours. Oh yeah. Now it works. I can hear your voice because that's kind of loud. But I think it's good if the volume is like pretty high in that, because you can always pause the audio. Your internet connection is unstable. Yeah, it said to me. Let's actually just a second. Can you play it again? I'll listen on my phone. The audio. Like that song that you have in the timeline, because it was lagging a little bit on my PC, but I'll check on my phone. It's a little bit glitching sometimes, but it's mostly fine. So I think it will be just. Can you hear like my computer sounds? I was just checking on my phone like how it sounds like the stream, so you could hear that. Yeah, if you're speaking right now, I can't really hear anything. So you need to pause everything so you can hear. Yeah, but the audio is sounding fine. It's sometimes a little bit lagging or like glitching a little bit, but I think that's just fine. Oh. That's not good. Speakers. Oh, it could be like, can you set up the microphone so we can stop the Facebook call? I think that might be like a little bit glitching it up. I muted. So it didn't fix. Are you getting like from that VST plugin? Are you getting some sort of an output from that, like to yourself? But are you able to put like monitoring off or something from the plugin? What's that show UI thing? Okay. Select speaker, leave computer. Let me actually try something. Stop live stream, share, chat, one participant. Yep. I like the screen smaller because right now I can't find that. I only have stop live stream. Let's see, share. Yeah, I just had that previously, but now I can't find that. View options. Side-by-side mode. You're viewing Oysten Hov screen. Yep. I can't find that setting. I think it could be that, but I can't find it. Zoom ratio. Side by side. Mute my audio, stop video, hide self view. If I stop video, let's see if that changes anything. Stop live stream, share. Okay, let's do something. I'm gonna share my video, so that's gonna stop your screen sharing. And then now I can share computer sound. Now it's on.
Yeah,
but now it's off. So it was off. So I'm gonna stop sharing if I just... Are you sure it's not the Facebook call kind of looping stuff around? Not yet. Yeah, now I can see. Yep. Nope. Yeah, now it works. Yeah, I could hear the sound, but now I can't hear it. Just through the microphone. Nope. 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 I still can't hear it. Are you restarting something? Oh, okay, sure. Now I can see again. Sure. No, I can hear the mic. Yeah, this is also like so weird too. Kind of when I see your screen share, I can't see like all the settings you're pressing. I just see your mouse moving around. Now it works. Yeah, it works. Now it doesn't. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Are you able to use headphones or something? Headphones. Headphones. Like earplugs. Yeah. Oh, damn. That was noisy. Now it's like really laggy. Getting like distorted sound. Now it works fine. And remember when the music is playing, I can't hear you at all. Do you have like somehow what if we try stopping the Facebook chat if it like glitches something up? Or actually, yeah, let's try. So give me a call if after you've tested it.
Hello?
Hey.
Yay. But yeah. The problem was like let me put some compression on this.
Oh man, the audio quality is like so much better also.
Yeah, nice. The problem was, in Reaper you have like the output to your monitors,
Yep.
like you're streaming on your master bus. You can see my mouse, right?
Yep.
Yeah. The problem was like the Voxen Go actually was sending sound to my interface, and so was this output.
Ah, okay, so it was
That
coming
was the
twice.
problem,
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
And the Voxen Go had a buffer delay, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, that was the cause.
Oh, nice, but it's fixed now.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it should be pretty much ready to do everything.
The one thing that could be a problem is when I have record on my microphone, you will actually hear the playback from my mic as well as my streamed audio. So I may have to like go in and like manually press arm every time I'm going to discuss something.
Could there be like a quick key for that? Like for one track, record
Maybe.
that arm thing?
Maybe. I guess it could be. Let me have maybe some compression.
Yeah, the volume is a lot better.
Yeah. Okay. But I can hear myself. One second, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think. Can you say something? Nope.
No,
That's
I
a
actually have to
problem.
monitor.
Yeah.
But it's fine. But I will show you.
I can't hear your voice at the same time. It's not loud enough, but
Can you hear it now?
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, of course. Because I actually have to hear. Okay. That's the thing. Yeah. I think the only fix would be to actually like arm it every time I'm going to discuss something. It's
Yeah, it
kinda
actually
annoying,
the
but-
last levels you had were actually working
Yeah.
quite nicely. But I think for you it's not working.
Yeah, because I hear myself like brutally loud at the same time.
Ah, okay, sure. Well, could you is there a possibility for you to add like a mouse button for arming the record for a single
I
track?
have no idea.
Let me see.
Maybe.
Per arm
We can make like a
record
custom
shortcut.
action.
Arm track with hotkey. Preferences, keyboard multi-touch. So options, preferences. Oh, you're
Yeah.
already there. Oh.
Oh, yeah, in actions, yeah. Show action list. Maybe arm. Okay, action arm.
What about record?
Toggle record arm for selected envelope. It wouldn't be that big of a problem, to be honest. Like, it's annoying, but it will work. And that's...
What if you do arm again?
Yeah, arm.
Yeah, that's for selected envelope. But yeah, I guess it's the same thing, just pressing the record arm. Yeah, I think it's fine if you can live with that.
Yeah. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
oh, toggle record arm for track. Nice,
Ah,
nice, nice.
okay, okay. I guess I'll just have it as one. And maybe this key. Okay, close. Ah, okay.
Nice, nice.
Ah, that's perfect. Damn.
That's
I will probably like start explaining something and forget to press it, but
yeah, but I'll let you know because I can see
that's
the levels.
yeah, but that's just a push to talk function, so that will work really good.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's the title for the stream?
Um,
Mixing live with Oysten Hov. Spanish thrash band. Spanish thrash. I think it's just mixing live with Oysten Hov.
yeah, sure. Let me download the tracks first, and so people don't have to like watch me import the tracks.
Yeah, sure. And also I'll add like a description like do you want your recordings do you have like a pre-made like a short description of your services, like a short ad? Like, do you want
I
your mixes
don't,
sound
but
better, contact blah blah?
yeah, I don't have a sales pitch, but I guess your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I'll just add
some,
something.
yeah. It's on covers, right? Spanish trash.
Yep.
Here
And you also got the media. It was like
yeah,
Espanol
the pre.
something.
I haven't like gone over the MIDI file to check if it's the humanization is okay, but
Ah, that's fine.
yeah. But I'm open. Or never mind. I can actually open it.
What's your schedule for tonight, by the way?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I need to open a new session with Reaper and import all the files, but I can't stream my audio.
Oh, that's fine.
Just yet.
So when you're done, you can just like add the track again. I'll be here all the time.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'm streaming Reaper, so you know what's going on.
Yep. I also answer some messages at the same time. I know you can't talk back to me, but I'll just.
The thing about Reaper, you can have like the project tab, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I can kind of like every time I'm going to say something, I can go back to the previous tab. But,
Nice.
let me open my preset. My template, I mean. I'm just gonna mix from scratch. Because it wouldn't be very educational to just like import tracks and tweak. Like I want to like be able to actually show how to EQ a kick
That's
drum.
fine. But what was your schedule for tonight?
I'm free the entire night.
Oh, nice. So I can also try to reserve like the whole night. I'll send a message to my wife so we don't
Yeah,
have to
try.
worry about any schedules.
Yeah.
Just a second, I'll give her a call. You can set up everything at the same time.
Sure. I'm going, like I'm opening a template, so I will be gone for a second.
Sure. And back. Can you hear me, by the way? You don't have monitoring on, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear. Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
no, good.
like the whole night is pretty much free.
Oh, awesome. Let's do some mixing.
Yeah, like I got sent like a metal flake glitter. Like the luthier sent like a something that could fit the guitar.
Oh, can you send me a picture of the guitar?
Yeah, just a second.
Oh, I'm so glad we got this to work finally. Because this will actually
Yeah,
allow
yeah,
us to
me
do
too.
some stuff in the future as well.
Yeah.
If it
By the way,
works.
should we write something down like what worked and what didn't and what fixed everything? I guess we'll remember. Or
Yeah,
we're gonna regret it.
I think there's not many settings I need, to be honest. It was pretty easy. Let me see. Share computer sound. Yeah, we should make a checklist anyway, so we don't forget anything.
Yeah, that's true. Just a second, I'll send like a message to the luthier that I'm gonna be.
Yeah,
Because he's like asking for my feedback on the stuff on the guitar, so
sure.
I'll tell him that. Yep.
You can hear me still?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm just, I wasn't sure if it still was armed, and even though I was tabbed out and stuff. Where did I export the MIDI? Shit. But I won't be able to see the chat, by the way. So if there's any questions, you have to read them.
Yeah, and I can also like. Do you have two screens?
No, I don't. I don't have the space, unfortunately.
I guess you could open it on your phone, like the chat window. So you can like have the
An
chat
iPad or
on your
something.
phone. Just a second.
Oh, okay. I already made. Here's the MIDI. Could you hear the Reaper audio?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, it's working.
Nice. So
Maybe
now,
I should add some noise gate to the mic.
yeah, and I think we could also like I'll write the short like ad or like that sales pitch, and then we should go live. Like it doesn't matter if it's like the whole setup like from scratch, as long as you have the stems downloaded.
Yeah, I just need to. Yeah, I'll just import the stems fast.
Yeah, and by the way,
Not in
don't
middle.
don't open your Skype while we are on stream, so I don't get banned from YouTube.
I forgot that. I never use Skype, so let me actually close Skype.
I don't get like only over 18-year-olds
near
can watch
you,
my
yeah.
videos. You're gonna lose your credibility a little bit, just a little bit.
Just like only porn, like Gmail, gay stuff. Like that's the all of my Skype.
Nothing wrong with that, but it's a little bit like for the stream, a little
Yeah.
bit too harsh.
Like I hadn't opened my. I think I never used Skype on this computer ever since I got it like last year. I think. Maybe I
Don't
used
make
it like
excuses.
once or something, and there's like spam messages just keep coming on. So on my Skype there's only spam right now. Base. I found a way to add time, by the way, and still like move every automation moves and everything, and time. I can show you. Go on my screen share,
Yep.
and let me make some automation moves, like this. And oh shit! By the way, the MIDI didn't import the time signatures somehow.
Can you try to re-import it? Or when you
yeah.
save the MIDI, you probably. What if you import now that MIDI
I can
that I
import
sent you?
the previous one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I can just import the one you sent, because like, and it will import all the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the. I'm not sure where the. Oh.
It's www.hov
Hov recording.
Hobbit recording.
Hov.
Do you want me to direct it to a landing page or something?
Yeah,
Like
please.
get the free like less home recording tips. Yeah, I think that's the best pitch. If I just direct to like get free home recording tips, and then
Yeah, sure.
put the link. What was the link? Homerecording.com/
Hovrecording.com.
Okay, so it's just that.
Yeah. Have you checked my new player, by the way? I updated my reference
No, I haven't actually.
with some new mixes. Like I've actually made a player this time with master. No, I mean with lossless audio and stuff. So
Oh, nice.
it's loud as fuck. So and top quality.
Oh, nice. Looking good. Yeah, I won't open it at the
Nice.
moment. I got pretty loud volume.
Yeah.
Download free guitar recording.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the guide. I'm not sure. I should probably make like its own landing page. So, but I don't want to annoy anyone with like a pop-up or something.
Download free home recording.
Yeah, it should maybe like refine the title.
Yeah, download. Do you want your home recordings to sound as if you just visited famous studio? No. I'm really bad at like sales pitches.
Yeah. Maybe. You could just have it. Oh, you're doing the sales pitch, kind of.
Yeah, for the description of the stream.
Yeah. Oysten shows you how to get a professional sound with a home recording or something.
How to get professional sound quality or sound or
Yeah.
quality.
Something like that.
How to get professional quality recordings at home.
Or mixes. Not recordings, because I'm not recording anything.
But was the guide for recording or mixing? Wasn't it just for recording?
Oh, my guide. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought that I will just direct
that's how to get a good like guitar recording at home, just with like no fancy gear, just a DI. How to get like the perfect or better
Yeah,
quality
how to get
DIs.
professional quality guitar recordings at home.
Yeah.
Download free home
The
recording
thing
guide.
about that guide is like there's no magic stuff. It's just new strings, play tight.
Yeah, but I think that's good. Like, I'll just make like some sort of a pitch so they click on the link and they see that
Yeah.
kind of a download free guide, and that should be like good enough to get everything started. Like, it doesn't have to be like super in depth, like
Yeah.
sales pitch. Oysten Hov has made a free guide on how to get professional quality guitar recordings at home. You can download it here.
Sure, that works.
And then I have my own pitch right after that. I remove it from this stream, so it doesn't really make sense. Yeah, I just have like a really simple description.
Yeah,
like it only has that pitch and link to your website.
That's perfect.
I just now have to check that the link works.
The center guitars are leads, right?
Yeah, I sent like two
center
middle.
guitars.
Yeah, there's like a little effect that they have in the original song, and I thought like if you want to do something like that, it's like
Does it have like a doubler, or is there actually dual tracked guitars?
it's like a little bit changing from left to right. You know, there's like some sort of I can't remember exactly what effects there were, but I just made like extra tracks like that if you want to go for that, and if you don't, you can just put them left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a second.
If you can go on the Reaper for a second, I can show you the tricks to add more time to the start of your project.
Sure.
Let's say you're because that's the thing I like fucked up with, because I was mid mix. I had like 100 automation moves. I had and sometimes like the song started at like 0.00 and I wanted like a 1 second pause before the song started, right? And the way you do it is you just mark the start of the song like this,
and then insert empty space.
Yeah, insert empty space, and you see the automation get moved as well as
and sometimes like that worked like when I did it for this project actually, but sometimes it kind of like Reaper messes up the time signatures and things like that.
Okay,
sometimes.
Okay, so you have to watch.
Yeah, so you have to be careful with that, because I think Reaper is like really glitchy with MIDI like measures and time signatures. Like sometimes the time what's that called? Like completely lost the thought. But there's like I think sometimes it kind of moves things around just a little bit, like the MIDI drums aren't on beat anymore or something like that.
Yeah, I've had some problems with a client of mine. He sent me MIDI drums, right? He wasn't programming in Reaper, but that shouldn't matter. A MIDI file is a MIDI file, right? And every time he sends me a MIDI file, the MIDI file is like altered. So like the MIDI notes has changed. Instead of like every 8th note, there's like just one long note. I don't know. Like I'm just mixing, and it was there's like missing splash hits in the cymbal tracks. I was like, okay.
He's probably like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, and I'm not. It's every single mix, and there's been like 4 mixes now, I think, and every time we have to like sit and like send 5 emails to get like the MIDI right.
Yeah.
So every time it has ended with me. He has resent the MIDI, and it has the same problems. So I need to like go into the MIDI file and like add the missing notes by hand afterwards, and like guessing It's a nightmare. It's just kind of funny because like now it's just funny. At the like the 3 first mixes, it was like this is annoying as fuck. But now it's like okay, it's fucked. Let's just fix it.
Oh damn.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's
shall
Yeah,
we
just-
go live, by the way, or
Yeah, sure.
or actually, yeah, say if you had something to say.
No, I was just banter.
Should the title be "Mixing Lesson Live with Oysten Hov" or
Sure.
"Mixing Live"?
Or because the thing is like I'm mixing and I'm talking at the same time. Yeah. Because it's like
I think I'll do "Mixing Live." Like actually, like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
sometimes have like random titles which have nothing to do with how the stream actually turns out. But I
Yeah.
think the title should be something that catches people's
Like,
attention mostly.
yeah, mixing live with this and just maybe just or maybe also have like a line like come ask questions or come get your
Yeah.
mixing questions answered or something like that.
Ask anything about mixing.
Yeah.
And then I think what we need to do is stop live stream. Oh yeah, now it glitched up again on Zoom, but I think it's going live now.
Okay.
And by the way, you should probably open your phone up and go kind of join this. Join this stream there. So you can see the chat.
Okay. Do I just open the link with my phone, or?
I think if you go to YouTube, let me actually see because now it's connecting.
I can see the YouTube chat on my phone, right?
Yeah, but it's still like on the previous stream, like it's showing like time gone 54 minutes. So I'm not sure if it's public, even though I set it to public. Oh,
It says you're live on my phone at least. Yeah, I can see my Reapers. That's a trip.
yeah. Yeah, I guess
Just-
it's working. Yeah.
Can you see my comments?
Yeah, I can see it. So I guess
Yeah.
we'll wait like a few minutes till people start
Sure.
joining, because this should be pretty decent time for like United States and places like that.
Yeah. It's now people are coming home from work and stuff.
Yep.
So it's,
or
that's-
then we will find out that no one will join this.
Yeah. That's
Just two of
repeat
us
watching.
for a few streams. I'm also checking some messages I got. I'll actually share this stream on my Discord.
Sure. Maybe I shall share it on my Facebook. Not that. That's very.
Yeah, at least there's 3 viewers, so it's working.
Yep.
Let me share it here. Tag everyone. And there we go. So I guess sometimes like YouTube takes like a few minutes before people see the stream.
Yeah.
Can someone, by the way, write in the chat if everything's working fine? You can like hear both of us. No, I uploaded the wrong link. Edit. This one. Yeah, I actually sent like the link for Discord for that goes to live dashboard.
Okay.
Yeah, now it works. Did you do, by the way, the thumbs up for the stream?
I did now.
Oh, nice. I'll send this link to a few places. I guess you can just kind of start working. There's like a few people coming in, so.
The first thing I will start with is just finding a suitable drum tone. Like start building a drum set. Go through some samples and stuff. So I guess I'll just start. I'm not a huge fan of the Superior Drummer kick drums, so
by the way, the mic volume is sometimes getting like a little bit more silent.
yeah, okay. I'll just remove the gate as well. So
Yeah, sure.
maybe increase the compressor.
That's by the way already sounding better than what my Reaper project sounded like, even with the DI
Well,
guitars.
it's going through some processing already, so it already has some bus compression and some tape saturation, console saturation.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually mixing in a top-down approach, kinda like a hybrid approach, and a top-down approach means like you have some processing on the buses before you actually start going into the individual tracks.
Okay.
Yeah. So an example of this would like, for instance, adding a top, like a high EQ on the entire track, so you don't have to like, I guess just it makes you have like a better sounding starting point, kind of.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. It's some people like to start totally from scratch, no decisions. I usually like to have some bus compression on, my saturation plugins on, and stuff like that. Like that stuff I will have anyways, so why not like use it from the start? Because they alter the sound, right? So that will actually alter also my decisions in the mix. Let's say I add some low end and high end boost before I do anything. That will make me like do less low end in the on the individual tracks. And if I start like adding lots of processing on the individual tracks and then start adding my saturation plugins, that may be like way too much low end, for instance, and I have to like go back and like reduce all the stuff. So I just add it from the start. And we also like improve the sound slightly before I do anything. So
do you ever have to tweak it like a mid mix or?
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I start with this 30 IPS tape setting, and that kind of boosts the low mids. And it can be a little too much sometimes, so I just change to 15, which is like has more not as fat of a low mid. I will start messing with that when I get into the mixing.
Yeah, sure. I won't hold you.
Because the thing about mixing also is I don't have there's no recipe, if that makes sense.
No eggs.
I need to actually
flour.
hear the sound and like do decisions based on that sound. So it's really hard to actually give you like do this and this. That will work on maybe one kick, but another kick sounds completely different and need completely different processing. That's why it's kind of an art. You need to like actually do your decisions based on what you're actually hearing. I can't just give you a
instead of
template
just having
that
like
sounds great on everything.
instead of having like okay, here's like presets for all of your tracks, and this is gonna make everything sound good.
Yeah, like it will sound good with that exact kick and snare, but with another snare it will sound terrible. So stuff like that. But I will start messing with some drum tones right now.
Nice.
Choosing some kick samples and stuff.
I can't, by the way, see anything if you're selecting some different samples. Do you have the UI open for the trigger? And I can't hear you, by the way. Oh yeah, you need to solo the microphone as
I
well.
had my kick soloed. But I guess the trigger plugin is a 32-bit, which is causing Reaper to make a bridge. So it's not considered part of Reaper, I guess, because like if I tab out, I can still have the trigger plugin up.
Oh yeah. But that's completely
but
fine.
It's just trigger to Google it, and I will start importing samples to it. I can tell you which kicks and stuff I choose.
Are you, by the way, sharing your window or screen?
I'm sharing. What do you mean? I'm sharing a Reaper.
I think if you share your window, but yeah, you can decide.
Yeah, sure. Do I share everything then? Not that's. How can I share the window?
I think when you go to share settings, you have to remove this share and make a new one.
Yeah, I will just go with the Reaper share. Like
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. I usually like to do several samples at the same time. Like to get some different sounds from different samples. So I'm kind of building a kick drum with several sounds. Let's see. Okay, this is a perfect example to explain phase. Phase is super important in mixing because I can print the sound and show you.
I don't even want to know how many things I've had out of phase without realizing, probably.
Yeah. Okay. No, let me print this again actually, because this was like super out of phase. Cancel, like the sound will actually completely cancel out, so you lose all the low end if things are like out of phase. And for drums, there's like, yeah, there can be so many phase problems. So it's important to pay attention to that and check.
Are you able to easily switch the phase?
Okay. Can you see this?
Yep.
This first kick, the wave form is going like upwards and then downwards, right? But on the other kick, the kick is going like down and up. Yeah, and that's that means like they're actually canceling each other out, kind of. So I can show you. Let me just loop this section, and I will swap, like switch the phase back and forth. Now I will swap the phase.
Oh, damn.
That? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Does that work with like? Sorry.
No, just.
Does that work like if you double guitars, double record? Can that happen?
When you have two different performances, usually not. It can happen.
What if you're a machine?
If you're super tight, maybe they can phase out if there's like edited to like the perfect grid. But when there's two different performances, like probably it won't affect anything. But if you're like, let's say you have one guitar performance and you like do two different reamps, and you combine those reamps, phase can be a huge issue.
Sure.
So
yeah, makes sense. I was starting to worry like if that can happen like when I'm just recording and you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it like for just regular double tracking. That's not usually a problem.
Awesome.
Okay, I'll just delete these two and keep the trigger. And this is just a room sample of the kick. I like when we're doing samples, often the kick can become like disconnected from the mix, kind of, because it's like there's only a direct sound. But usually you have a lot of kick in both the overheads and the room sounds. And we do have some kick in these room sounds, but I'm not sure how much of that room I will actually use because I'm using so many triggers instead of the actual samples in Superior Drummer. So I'm kind of creating a fake room sound with a room sample.
Yeah, that sounds like really.
Yeah.
Sounds like really advanced. Like instead of having like just one plugging. One tone for the kick drum.
Yeah, I guess, but that's why Trigger is so amazing. That you can actually create completely new drum sounds and just replace the shells completely with Trigger. So let's say I get a super shit drum take, I can just put Trigger on it and choose like some super awesome samples instead of those shitty. So
yeah.
this sample is much more natural sounding. It's the Era kit from Overshell. The other one is super processed already.
Do you have anything specific in mind when you're tweaking the knobs, or are you just kind of hearing
right
what
now,
sounds good?
Yes. Right now, because this kick drum sample is not processed at all, almost. So just when you record drums, often the drums have a lot of mid-range, which doesn't sound good. So I can show you by like bypassing this EQ, and you can hear the difference. Listen to like the low end isn't much, because I'm using most of the low end from the processed kick sample. I just want some natural kick feeling with this sample, but I will bypass the plugging on and off, and you can actually listen to the difference.
Sure.
Listen to like the woofiness of the low mids. It sounds much more tighter. And also I'm adding some 8K and some 3K to emphasize the snap, the kick, like the beater hitting the drum head. At the moment I'm not using any low pass filters on the kicks, because when you low pass something, you actually mess with the phase. And right now I really like the phase relationship between these mics. So I will add some high pass filters later on the bus, because all these 3 kicks are being like summed into this kick bus. I can call this kick bus, so it's just less confusing. So all these 3 tracks are like being sent into this kick bus now. So when we combine this, yeah. This is a room sample. Sounds pretty alright, but I'll remove some low mids from this as well. Now I don't want a lot of low end from the room. I just want like the ambience, like the reflections of it, not the actual low end. So let's see. This Neve style EQ. There's like some mid-range honkiness in there as well. Let's try to... I really like the sound of this right now, but because of the humanization we did yesterday, I like the kick is like slightly too like I want it more even. So right now I'm going to add some saturation with this slate tape simulation. I will also add some compression to try to even the kicks out a bit.
Wasn't that called sweeping or something like that, where you find out the frequency that you don't like by boosting it first?
Yeah, that's right. Right, I could hear the frequency I wanted, but I just want to make sure, like, I can do it again. Like, I'm trying to find, like, there's some a weird, like, ooh in the low mids. I can show it. That's right. It's more like this thing, like a boxy sound almost. It's not much. It doesn't need much. Just a little tightening up. And by doing this cut, we not only like I'm tightening out the kick a little bit. It does sound good alone, but I'm afraid it will be like it will build up and start taking away from the bass guitar and the. Yeah, I want to create some space for other instruments, because like you only have so much frequencies, and if you don't, like if you never remove any of it, like it will just start building on top of each other and just create problems. Like you will not hear the bass guitar and like it's just you kind of have to carve out space for every instrument. So
yeah, so you kind of lose the clarity.
Yeah, kind of. Everything starts like being muddy and yeah, stuff like that. This sounds pretty good right now, so I'm just gonna move on. I don't want to spend too much time on the individual instruments. I want to like make it sound okay, and then I'll move on for a bit. Maybe I have to go back later and adjust the kick when I hear it in context with the other instruments. But right now, I think it's good. So for now,
Yeah, sounds good to me.
move on. This is actually a pretty good
Can you, by the way, see the chat messages?
yeah, but I'm focusing on mixing, so I haven't been reading.
Yeah, sure. Slayer
any
has said that those with surround sound and core audio systems appreciate the work you do, Oysten.
Thanks.
I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Sure. Right now I'm just making a bus for, this is the snare top. This is the snare bottom. And I usually like to process the snare top and bottom together, like one instrument, instead of like processing them individually. Just I think it's like it blends better, sounds more natural, etc. Welcome back. It's like a whistle in this snare. I'll leave it for now. Okay. I just tried to add some reverb, but it was a bit too early in the process, so I just wanted to start interfering with my EQ decisions and stuff. I think I'll add a sample to this as well. I'll call a snare sample for you guys. Right now I just copied the snare top, and I will place a sample on, like a trigger, instance of trigger on that snare top. Just these two sounds are identical, but I'm using one of the sounds as just something from a trigger to trigger off of. I'm going to make another sample, and this will be room sample of the snare. This is just a preset I made, which is a room sample from Bober Shell again into this waves compressor. And just medium release medium attack fast release 4:1 in the black key mode, not bluey. Then I add some reverb to it, even though it's a room sound. I just want it even bigger. And then I have some low-mid cleanup and some notching in the top end to remove like the rattle of the snares, which kind of blends badly in my opinion, so I just removed it. And it usually works. Let's see. For the super fast kick sections, I have to like automate an EQ to remove the high end. No, the low end. I mean, for the slow sections, I like the low end, but when it gets like super fast, the what happens with samples sometimes, or it does happens with samples, because a sample like produces the low end, right? When you play the sample, and when you play like let's say or play a sample really close together, the low end will start to build up, and it will like get like super rumbly, and yeah, I can show you here. So the kick sounds fine, then it gets like super fast kick, and the low end will start like building up. Low end's fine. Now the double kicks. Now the low end is like building up. If you have a sub, you can really hear that.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to tell without the sub on just headphones. But
it gets like super cloudy in the low end. It builds up, it's a mess.
Sure. By the way, Slayerizer asked, do you save the settings like the blended drums to easily reuse for multiple projects?
I never do. I always select samples depending on the song. So I have like a huge library of different samples, and then usually I just hear the song for the first time, and I kind of start building a sound in my head. Like, do I want a high tune snare? Do I want like a super low snare? Do I want like a monster snare? Which like I can play one of those monster snares. A snare sample like this. Just like lots of room, lots of like, those samples like sound really good in modern metal, at least when you blend it with a little more natural snares. They can sound good here as well, actually, but I think we'll stick to the one I chose here for now. And by the way, when I'm adding this top, like I'm not saying, oh, this needs 4 dB of 8K. This needs some more attack. Let me add some high end, and I just tile in the button until I like the top end. So there's like it's not like a science. It's just more like, okay, this is enough. Like right now I added 4 dB of 8K, which may sound like way too much, but in this case it's just enough.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like you're kind of building up different ideas, like how different plugins sound like, and then when you hear like a new song, you just kind of based on what you already know, yeah, you can start building like an idea of what you want to do for that.
Yeah. I kind of forgot to answer the question. Bit
of
a ramble.
Yeah, no, that was good. So, what would you recommend for people who don't already have like tons of knowledge on what stuff they could do?
Like if you have a
is
drum
it
VST,
kind of like just trying out different stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Like you can start by maybe thinking, do I want a super low end snare or a super high end snare? Like find something dark and like a lot of low end, or something more high tuned, and just what would suit better for this application. Then you can just start playing with that sample, maybe print that sample, like render it out, and then maybe print another sample and try from the same library and try to like combine them. Maybe they can, like, let's say one of them has a really cool attack, but the low one, like, it's a cool low end punch, but it doesn't have enough attack. Maybe you can combine those two samples together, and they can like together combine a snare with like a fine low end and a nice crack. $8K is usually a good place to start by adding top end to the snare. $8K almost always sound good on snare. So $8K is more of like that snap, and 3K is kind of where like you can hear the stick attack of the snare. I can try adding some 3K and you can hear. Here, like it almost sounds like I'm emphasizing like the stick hitting the rim of the snare drum by adding 3K. So let's say the snare isn't like coming through properly, like the snare is kind of, the attack is kind of getting lost in the mix. I will start, maybe add some 3K, 8K around there and see if that helps. Sounded good with some 3K, so. Okay, I'll move on to overheads. Overheads is kind of the kit picture, so when mixing drums, you have to like decide, do I want the overheads to be like the whole kit, like a lot of low end. You don't want really low end from overheads, but do I want to hear like a lot of snare, or do I just want cymbals? For metal, I almost always just go for kind of a cymbal sound, so I remove all the kit sound. I can show you. I like this SSL plugin, at least for drums. This is the overhead. And it can be really cool to have some snare in overheads, but in this case I'm not using that much of the reel or the sampled snare from Superior Drummer, so yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't want a lot of snare in my overheads, so I will start by high passing, like removing. This button is like removing low end, and this button is like removing high end. Like filtering out the high end. This is filtering out the low end. I feel I can hear. I just turn it up until I can hear most of the body of the snare. I don't want the body of the snare in the overhead, so I'm just removing it. Yeah, as well. Right now I can hear the snare kind of sounds like a paper hitting a paper or something. So I just want to remove some of that paperiness in the. This is also a good example. Right now I EQ'd overheads, right? And that actually altered the phase relationship in the overheads. Yep. So initially the snare is perfectly aligned with the overheads because it's a really good recorded drum library. And what I did was remove the low end and alter the low mids and stuff. And that actually caused overheads to get out of phase with the snares. So right now I just had to flip the phase on overheads, and it sounded like, listen to the low end in the snare drum. That's all phase, all phase. Be careful, boys.
Yeah, that's starting to get a little bit scary, like how I like just phase adjust the sounds that much. Like I've never adjusted phase in anything I've done.
But you probably didn't like mix the drums that much either. So usually when you have a drum library, they they are already really good phase aligned. They're like, you won't have to mess with them. But when you start altering them, maybe the phase will get like wonky. So it's always good to check. It's better to like swap the phase and know that it's in phase than not to do it. And you can't understand why the drum sound is so weak and it gets lost. Like if I hadn't swapped the phase here, I would like start messing with the snare. It's getting lost. But it was really just the phase canceling the snare out. So. This is a compression trick I'm playing with right now, so which I only done like twice in a mix. I'm using a slow attack and a really fast release. And what I'm trying to like accomplish is imagine the drummer is actually like riding the cymbals like really hard. If I remove the compression, it's kind of like the cymbals get like super dull, almost like only. They get, how can I say it? They get, like they lose a lot of life. That's maybe a way to say it. So let me like bypass the compression, and I'll like bypass on and off. And you can just listen to the cymbals and imagine the drummer actually playing the drum kit. Can you hear how much like excitement that adds to the drum sound?
Can you do that again? One more time.
No compression. No compression. Can you hear that?
Yeah,
So,
makes sense.
it's
By the
pretty
way,
subtle.
the reason I'm not talking too much is there's like a huge delay when I'm speaking.
Oh, sorry. I didn't think of that. Okay. Right now I'm just checking my bus compressor to see if like I'm overloading. Okay, let's move on to the rooms. I may actually not use much of the rooms because I got a room sample on the snare and we'll also add some reverb later. I may not need the ambience. Okay, they sound like okay, not great. I'm removing some high end from the rooms because I don't want too much of the cymbal sound from the room mics. I don't want too much low end either, so I will just start filtering out the low end and maybe some high end as well, and then I will compress it like a lot. Let's see. We should use maybe this compressor. now I'm just trying some different compressors to see what sounds good on this room. This is okay. Maybe 1176 will work. Let me try this slate version. This one is pretty good.
By the way, there's around like 4-second delay when I speak, and there's like a little bit of delay when you press something and when I can actually hear it.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, we're starting to get like a decent drum sound right now, so I'll move on to bass.
Oh, for sure, it's at least decent.
Okay, what I like to do on bass is split it up in 2, maybe 3 parts. Usually, no matter if I get a bass amp or not, I use the DI. What I use it for is just the low end, actually. So I filter out maybe up to 60 or 70 hertz.
And this is, by the way, a good example of like having not super high quality bass recording, because it's recorded on like $100 bass.
Yeah. Maybe I'll use some compression. know, some limiting maybe. I like to limit the low end. Like right now, this part is just taking care of the low end. So I just want a pretty solid foundation for the bass guitar. I don't want the low end to like come in and out in the mix. I just want the low end to be like even and yeah, almost like it's the foundation of the mix, right? So I don't want the low end to disappear and then too much and too little. I want it to be even. So I'll add some limiting to that, to the low end. Actually needs a compression before the limiter. It's a bit uneven, so what I could do is like go in and like adjust the notes manually. That will take at least. I have done that several times before actually, but not on your video, Scotty.
Don't do it.
Let me see, something like this maybe. So what I'm listening for is just, I want the low end to like sound even. That's what I'm listening for. And by the way, on this Waves plugins, they have like an analog button. And that's just noise. So it's just, if you activate it, it just plays white noise. And when you start adding lots of compression and limiting, and you have that analog button on like all tracks, there will be like some, like a really loud like sound in the entire mix. So I just, just turn it off if you have Waves. I don't know why they added noise, to be honest. But I guess analog makes noise. Now with the help of the compression, now the low end sounds a lot more even than it did with just limiting. So I'll start adding some mid-range to the bass.
And now when we get to the mixing of the bass guitar, I realized that I should have spent more than 10 minutes recording these bass tracks.
You suck, that's why.
That's true, I spent 2 days. I just couldn't get it right.
You actually spent like the majority of the time recording.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now I'm actually high passing the mid range up to like maybe 400 hertz, because I already got the low end right. So now I just worry about the mid range of the bass.
So do you do like low, mid, and high, or?
Yeah, it depends. To be honest, it depends on the tones I choose. Sometimes I also put. Let's see. Let me try to add this new parallax plugin of mine, which is fucking sick. Sounds so good. See if there's a preset. Maybe that. This plugin here is free, by the way. It's like a SandSamp simulation. Doesn't sound all that good, to be honest. This was a lot more difficult than I hoped for. Maybe this one. Tricky.
Don't blame the plugins, blame the recorder.
Yeah. Let me try. I'm trialing this Archetype Nolly plugin. It sounded amazing on guitar. Let's try it.
Yeah, by the way, I've never gotten any decent sounding bass tones from the Tolly Benton bass. So you're doing miracles.
It's like old strings as well, I guess. So
Actually, like during my YouTube videos, I've never changed bass strings.
yeah, that's maybe why I'm struggling. I don't know. It's
It
like
could
no
be.
top end is all mid-range and bass. It's like no clank at all.
I'm doing my best.
Still have, like,
I'm doing my best.
yeah. Let's see. This is a nightmare. Kari.
I'm sorry. I was thinking that I need to get Rato custom guitars to make me a bass as well.
Yeah, that would be sick. Okay, let's try this one maybe. I'm almost out of tricks, man. starts to sound like a bass guitar. I'm almost ready to add some guitar just to get some guitar-bass relationship going.
Oh, by the way, Rami asked, what are those drum samples? They sound amazing.
Those are several, actually. For you that have Trigger, I can share at least the free samples in a Dropbox folder or something later today. At least have that and the sneak kick and snare going, I think. And then I'm using the Joy Sturgis snare, as well as yeah, it's a Joy Sturgis snare with the brass snare from Superior Drummer 3. This one. It's, yeah, and a room sample from Bober Shell drums, which is, I think it's the Era or the Limp kit for you, if you want it.
I think I could also, like, if you want, share your Facebook profile in the chat, so people can send you a message and you can tell more in depth, like if they want to hear a specific, like,
Sure.
what snares you used.
Let me. I'm linking it in the chat now. You can also contact me at my website, hovrecording.com. Just send me a message there as well if you want. I will answer everything. Okay. I don't think I will get like a great bass sound out of this bass guitar.
Can you play that part again? Right before, right after the tempo change.
Sure.
The next tempo change. Whether the bass is yeah, it's definitely out of time.
Yeah, maybe one of the tempo changers have. Sometimes you can mess up the tempo changes by maybe this. Is this supposed to be 203? Maybe I should.
Yeah, but when you added the empty space in the beginning, I think that could have done something.
Yeah, maybe. I can re-import the tempo. Maybe.
Yeah, just mentioning at this point, so it's not like just before rendering the final.
I could hear there was something wrong, so just couldn't
Yeah, I was like, did I play it that bad or?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me and.
Super sloppy bass guitar. Okay, let me add the tempos again. Okay. Annoying. That's weird. 235 maybe.
Do you ever have to change the rate of the bass or guitars?
The rate?
Yeah, the playback rate. That's what sometimes happens to me. Like if it's the audio stretches a little bit.
No. Oh yeah, that's because you get.
So when you scroll down to the bass waveform, it shows like.
No, but you have like if you change the tempo, the audio file stretches, right? That's a preference you
yeah,
can
exactly.
change. Yeah, that's a preference you can change.
Ah,
I have
okay.
that turned off. Yeah. Maybe I should.
I'm opening up my Reaper to seeing like.
Yeah. I think
so I can compare.
I'll move everything to 0 seconds, and then re-import the tempos again.
Can you? I guess if you just look at the last hit in the video.
Yeah, I'll just re-import. Easier.
Sure.
Like this. Remove that. I haven't printed any samples, so it's pretty easy just to. Also added just some string noise to the bass sound as well. I duplicated the bass one more time, so there's 4 instances of the bass. Then I remove.
You're rescuing my sloppy playing.
No, I can do this with everything, to be honest. But and I remove everything under 2K, so there's just some noise like this. Run the bass through like several bass sims, you can like lose the string noise, and it could be nice to like add the string noise on top of the just to get some real bass sound again.
Can you look at the ending of the clip just to see if the last hits are?
There, I think there's something wrong with the tempo change.
Those should land with the.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the tempo changes. I think. Yeah, but it works in the start, so I don't need the last part to
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's start adding some guitars. I won't bore you with reamping right now, so let's try to make an amp sim work.
What type of reverb should we use on thrash metal drums like that? More specifically, the decay length.
For super fast drums, I would use a short room. If you use like a huge drum sound, like it doesn't sound like it can get muddy and like the room sound doesn't catch up to all the drums, if that makes sense. I haven't actually added some.
So you kind of lose the tightness, or
yeah, it kind of gets messy because like it's a huge wash in the reverb, but the drums are like super fast. So I would use maybe a shorter room sound. Maybe it's time to add some reverb to my snare. Maybe some parallel compression as well. I have some buses set up already, like this one from, you can see it, I can use another one. I also like this one from FabFilter. These are my settings, if you want to steal them. 10 to 1, 80, 90 second attack, 10 millisecond, 90 millisecond attack, 10 millisecond release. Yeah, a huge range. And this, one sec. I also remove like most of the low end in this. I don't want like the low end to get super compressed by the compressor. And this is kind of to create some extra snap in the snare drum and kick drum. As I'm demoing this Arch Null at the moment, let's try to use it. I'll stop soloing all this stuff as well. Solo. Notice that I almost never solo, like the individual tracks when I mix, because it doesn't really matter if it sounds great by itself. I need to like hear how it sounds like in context with the other stuff. So. sounds like a 50-50. Okay, let's try that as a starting point. Right away, there's some low mid. Again, 8K sounds great on guitars, but I have to watch like the fizzy on the top, so you may have to remove that with the EQ afterwards as well. Right now, I'm just trying to get like the overall like EQ curve to sound good with the other instruments, and I will go in like surgically afterwards to like clean up the top. Are there any questions, by the way?
Not any new questions at the moment.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah, something pretty damn good. By the way, I realized what's the what I messed up with the not time signatures, but I'll send you like we can fix it later. There's like a little thing.
Just send me a new MIDI file.
Yep.
And I'll just import it afterwards. Okay. Now I'm at the point where I'm kind of want to start to add some limiting to like start working on my master bus to like start actually having it sound like a mix, kind of. It already does, but it needs some limiting. So I'll just try to add some limiting right now.
Sure. Slay Riser asked, did you hear that swirl sound at the end? That's a phase cancellation, isn't it?
Swirl sound.
It's a single guitar track, just pan center then, or recorded in stereo.
Yeah, it could be this. I don't know. I'm not sure what he means actually. Swirl.
Could it be that kind of a last palm mute thingy, where there's like a little bit of noise I left on purpose?
Yeah,
That kind
maybe.
of after the dun 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 dun. Yeah, the previous one of those. Like 8 measures back. There. 2 measures back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I can't really hear any phase cancellation, but maybe I can remove or tighten this up.
Hey.
When you're playing it so bad, I need to edit during a live stream.
No. There's like that kind of a last hit without palm muting that had like a little bit of on purpose noise to it.
Okay.
So
I'll
when you
just
listen
go
at that
over
last hit. I think it's on the right guitar. A few measures back. Yeah, there. Yeah, that kind of a last open chord has like a little bit.
It doesn't bother me at least.
Yeah, I like the sound of that, but I wonder if that's what Slayer Riser was talking about.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Okay, the mix itself will be a lot louder right now because I'm adding limiting. So just be aware. Now we'll show the kick drum trick with to remove like the low end during the super fast kick patterns. It's pretty easy. I just add a new instance of this EQ, or it could be any EQ, just with a high pass. And then I just find a spot where it's fast kick drums, like here. Then I automate it, make it a touch automation. Then I just turn off this EQ right here. This makes like this automation lane. Then I have it like turn on during the fast parts, which is here. So I will just mark this part. And then move this section up to turn it on. I think, no, it's other way around. Okay. So like this. This is fast. started doing EQ changes with the automation on. I'll turn it off. I'll just go through and find all the super like this. So when, like during these parts, the EQ is turned off. Then when it comes to this part, it turns on. So it just works on that exact section. Turn it down a bit. Like this.
The messing up happens around, I think, 2 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. So I'll just don't do this.
Actually, you can fix it like really quickly if you want. I can tell you how to. So you just need to add like, I think 2 extra measures by like inserting that empty space. And then
I'll just say I don't want to mess anything up, so just send me the MIDI file.
Yeah, but it's
or
not
something.
humanized though.
No, I just need the tempo changes.
Okay, sure.
Like the MIDI file itself will stretch with the tempo changes, the humanized. That's
yeah,
what I
but
did,
there's like added 2 measures.
With additional drums.
Yeah, just 2 measures at measure 127.
Okay. That's a bit tricky. I guess I'll just go in and like cut the humanized MIDI, like move it over and.
Yeah, exactly. I think you could do it now, so it makes it easier to do the mix as well. I think.
It doesn't really affect the mix like until.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we can do it later.
I'll just mix during the parts. That's okay. Try to add some console saturation to the guitars. you like the guitar tone, Kari?
Oh, for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, like anything you do always sounds good. So I don't know. I don't know what you're doing, but it works.
Yeah, I guess. But this
Actually, now I know.
guitar sim. Hmm?
Actually, now I know that I'm seeing it, but yeah.
Yeah. But this guitar sim sounds really, really good. Like it almost sounds like a real amp, to be honest. Kind of blown away by it.
Archetype Nolly.
Yeah, Archetype Nolly.
Can you solo that track and pan it
Yeah,
center?
sure.
Damn. Yeah, by the way, I got a question from Guitar Noob. What the heck is going on? Can you still hear me?
Oh, okay, maybe I soloed the guitar. That's why.
Oh, yeah. So we couldn't hear your
Yeah.
microphone. So, yeah,
Yeah,
what the
of
heck
course.
is going on?
Yeah. But that's the mixed guitar alone. I think it sounds really, really good, to be honest. It's like I tried it yesterday. I just tried on my own guitar for like 5 minutes. Never tried it since then, so.
Yeah, that sounds
I
really good.
believe yeah, it does for sure. Let me try, and I want to listen to it like without the mix, just to see how it differ. So I'll just solo again for a quick second. Yeah, it sounds like a lot more like woolly and woofy, but that's the thing, like a good guitar tone doesn't always sound good by itself, like before it's mixed. Like I try to get like the raw like potential of the guitar tone pretty good, and then I like shape it with EQ and some compression and limiting afterwards to make it like sound, yeah, to make it like punch through the other huge instruments. What's the center guitar? Is it a lead or is it?
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
like-
Now we're gonna get copyright claim. But that doesn't matter. This is monetized. It's Cry6. If you can put on YouTube, you can hear the effect that the guitars do.
What's the name of the song?
Cry6.
Can you
CRI.
link it on Facebook or something?
Yeah, I'll link it in Facebook.
Yeah.
Is it bedtime?
Almost. I'm
Nap
pretty tired
time.
right now. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm sending you the link. Little bit lagging. So it's right in the beginning.
Yeah, I think that's just a phaser, guitar
Yeah, and it's-
phaser with some automation panning.
Yeah, and by the way, I think the stream is coming in mono.
Really?
Yup.
I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, it's probably like about the software. But yeah, we can look it on
maybe.
for the next stream.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah, a little bit, but I have to say that I didn't notice it. Like everything's sounding like pretty damn good.
Yeah, that's that's good. Okay. Let me try to work on this. Okay. Maybe something from Sound Toys.
Can you try to pan something left again? Yeah, it's center.
Okay. Is that a YouTube?
No, I think it's Zoom, like about this software.
Okay.
I just thought that if I'm hearing it mono and if Zoom streams it as stereo, but no, it's all mono.
Oh, that sucks. That's unfortunate.
Could it be the plugin you're using?
Maybe. I don't know. Like, but can you hear it in stereo? Or can you hear it in... You only hear it in mono as well?
Yeah, everything has been mono so far. But it could, we can figure that out later.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to fix it, so...
Yeah, because we spent like a few hours at least trying to get everything working so we get the sound. And now it's working somewhat, so let's not waste more time on that.
Yeah. Okay, sorry guys. I guess the mix will sound super good when it's released, if you just hear it in mono.
Yeah, I have to say, I just started thinking like, why the hell didn't I realize? Because it all sounds like really good.
Yeah, well, that's good. It sounds even better in stereo, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me do some automation here. I think the plugin is sending stereo, by the way, because it sends to channel 1 and 2. But it, maybe
Let's
it's the streaming.
Yeah, I'll actually look into it right now if it's something that's fixable, like right away.
Yeah. Oh. The mix is actually pretty close to done. It was a quick one.
It sounded great.
I'm pretty happy right now, so I don't know how much I should fuck with it. Like from now on, it's only like small tweaking and like maybe 1 dB cut here, 1 dB cut there. But I'm pretty happy to leave it right here for now and just maybe look over it in the morning with fresh airs.
Sure. Guitar Noob asked, when you record 2 guitars, how accurate those 2 tracks should be, like in milliseconds?
I don't know in milliseconds, but it should be pretty tight.
There's like a 200 BPM section
yeah.
towards the end.
Like this is super good. This is really well played. But like I would edit these tracks like if I was actually recording and mixing it, but
that's after the glitch.
yeah, that's after a glitch. Okay. These are pretty tight, but as you can see, there's some inconsistencies. To do this, I would probably tighten it up a little bit. Maybe like this.
Oh my!
Like there's no.
My soul
I can't
is
give you
burning
like.
right now.
Yeah. Like. It should be pretty tight, like this. I don't know. I can't tell you like milliseconds. It should be pretty tight, like this. Not like this or something. This is not tight. This is tight.
Oh, don't slice my art. or fake art.
It sounded really tight in the edited part.
Shut up.
Listen to the difference. It's like a tiny, tiny.
Please tell me you haven't done any of this for my previous videos.
No, I haven't. I haven't. You play like super tight, so like this is questionable. Like if I was
let's not use the
album.
microscope in my child's face. No.
Like this is really tight, so you don't have to edit this, to be honest. It was just to like demonstrate.
I was actually gonna say that there's like if you mute the drums, there's like a 200 BPM section at the end with alternate picking, and I think I left it where some of it is like tightly recorded and some of it you can hear like that little bit overlapping. So I think it's
because
like
you can hear like some phasing effect when it's not tight,
yeah,
not
exactly.
like chorus effect. Yeah.
Let's see where it could be. It's like no, it's actually around I think 1.5 minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, towards the end of the second song. So actually, way before that.
Here?
Way before that, like 1 minute before.
Okay.
So there.
Here?
There, yeah.
That's pretty good though.
So if you just solo the guitars, no, don't, please don't move. Please.
Like it's tempting. It's
No,
tempting to
don't.
move it.
Just mute the drums and listen at it, so you can hear hear the face.
Yeah.
That's, I mean it. It's really like physically hurts me.
Yeah, it's pretty tight, man. Like to not
Yeah,
be
but
edited, this is super tight. Like you
Yeah.
want-
So the example was, I
you
think
won't
you can
track
still
any
hear
tighter,
there,
so- Yeah.
like the difference between tight and not tight in like
Yeah.
the same section.
This is pretty accurate actually, if you zoom in. To be like super fast picking, this is super tight. Yeah, this is really tight.
No, you don't have to fake it.
No, it's look at this man. There's like
After your surgical maneuvers.
yeah, like this is not as tight. This is like almost.
Oh, okay, I'll admit that.
This is like what do you call it? Like
Almost like a hardcore punk. kind of.
syncopated hit almost, like from each other. Which like, there will be small inconsistencies like in everyone's playing,
Yeah, that's actually
and it's yeah.
something that's pretty easy to fix if you just isolate that measure. But
Yeah, super easy.
I think
Like
that's
you could also just
no. Control C, Control C. Oh, I'm in pain.
you actually I didn't know you actually was that.
No, let's not
yeah.
do that. I've watched like too many of those. Have you seen those how to fake it with Guitar Pro and editing videos? I watched like few
Yeah.
of those, I guess a few days ago. And now I'm like seriously having like that. No, that's not.
Maybe we should post the mix without any, just guitars. No drums. Man, these guitars. It's almost like a Kemper, man. Yeah, this is really good. This software is actually pretty amazing.
And Tompa said that, by the way, that slicing should be illegal to do.
Dude, from now on I will start like
No.
I will do,
You'll
like,
make
one of
everything
the songs,
perfect.
like super tight.
No.
And I will send you like the stems of the guitars afterwards, just so you can watch your baby
So I can
being
cry.
ripped apart. Yeah.
Should we, by the way, try to fix that few measures section?
Sure.
Because that's. I don't think it's gonna help if I send you that.
No, can you send me the updated MIDI file?
But I can just tell you like what.
Yeah, but I need a new section, right, for MIDI.
Yeah, so I just did like an insert new empty space and then copy pasted like two measures.
Ah, okay.
it's,
What minute?
What measure does the project start for you? Was it like second measure?
at
Third
0.
measure?
0.
Ah, okay. So it's 127.
27.
Measure 127.
Yeah.
So that's measure 82.
Oh, sorry.
127. So cut
Okay.
there and move everything to the right 2 measures.
Like this?
Yep.
And then what?
Oh, crap, just a second. I'll actually, just for the tempo changes, I'll send you this. New MIDI file. But you can just copy paste the 2 measures before the cut.
Okay. Like this.
Yeah, so that's correct. Did you have the counting? Did you have the 1 measure counting? In the MIDI?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll export that.
Do I need the updated MIDI file?
Yeah, I think there's like at the end it kind of evens out, but there's in midway there's something. I think. At what measure do you change to 205 BPM? At around 133. Yeah, so there's a little bit off.
Okay.
It should be
I'll
at
just import a new one and remove all the tempo
sure.
changes. Okay.
So now you got like your humanized MIDI, but with the new tempo changes.
Yes. I do.
Awesome.
I should do. Let's check the. I think that's right.
Can you play
It
something
matches
at
the new
around
MIDI, so
3 and
it
4
matches the
minutes?
new
Because
MIDI. Yeah, this is 4 minutes, and you see like the MIDI is the same. So.
okay, cool.
Yeah. I forgot to mix the toms. I hate mixing toms, by the way, so I always do it last. Let me see.
Nice comments, by the way, Slayer.
What did he say?
Next we will see Kari playing insanely fast inhuman sweeps, but his hair doesn't move. Maybe that's why he shaved.
usually I print the toms just to like have, when you're using MIDI drums, you don't see where the toms are. So it's like you need to like find them. So I usually print the sound and just mute them to like see where there's toms. Like a small trick, I guess. For the toms, you always use like 5 drums, like toms. Is that intentional, or like do
Five
the
what?
bands actually play with 5 toms?
Like 5 different toms, or
Yeah, like 3 rack toms and 2 floor toms.
I think there's only like 2 rack toms and 1 floor tom in the empty power drum kit.
Because 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's 5 toms in this, so. That's okay.
But there's only 3. Yeah, it should be only. I'm pretty sure it's only 3. Let me check it. Yeah, there's only 3 different toms.
Oh, in the MIDI it's 5. That's super weird. That's weird.
Do you still have those 2 MIDI tracks there?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, but you rendered only one from one.
Yeah.
But can you hear like 5 different toms?
Yeah, like Super Drummer is like using 5 drums. Like
Can you like listen at one feel how it sounds with all of the toms?
Sure.
Yes, so there should be only 3 different toms. Also there. Like high, middle, low, or like tom 1, tom 2 floor. Oh yeah, that's causing that kind of woofing, I think, because your dub, like there's pretty much how do you say that? There's like 2 samples being played at once. By the way, I can't hear you since you're soloed.
Yeah, sorry. Because here there's the biggest floor tom. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I guess we can just use 5 toms. It's fine.
But is it that gonna make that like tom 1 and tom 2 are gonna be played with one hit? Because
no,
I think I've composed it like on 3 different lines. Like one line being tom 1, second line tom 2.
Yeah. Maybe you just moved one of the toms like further down by accident or something.
Oh, actually, because there's multiple samples, like multiple notes for one sample in empty power drum kit.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with
Okay.
5 toms.
Yeah, yeah. I'll just mix 5, I guess. But I need to take a piece.
Do you want
I'm
me
not
to?
sure I want to mix the toms today too.
Oh, don't do it. I think this is like fine for now.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
have
gonna
any?
take like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Do you want us to continue with something or?
Uh, I'm pretty ready to go to bed, to be honest, but I can answer some questions if there's any questions.
Do you have your phone?
It got like no. I can just watch YouTube on my computer.
Yeah, sure. Let me know when you're there, by the way.
I'm here. I'm here. It's fine. Let's do a Q&A for like, or 1 sec. Be right back.
And let me entertain you while Oysten is taking a leak. Chada. I don't know how that shows actually on the stream, since we are using kind of a different software than usual. Yeah, so feel free to ask any questions about mixing guitar tones, anything. And when Oysten is back, he will answer. So this is like a really good chance. If you you should like think of like what kind of projects you're working on right now, and you can ask like how could you make something sound better, or something like that. Like for example, yeah, I'm recording this project, but my bass tones aren't as good as I'd like, or they get hidden in the mix. You know, you can't really hear the bass when you have the guitars on, or something like that.
Okay, I'm back.
Välkommen.
Oh, tack.
Can you see the chat now?
Yeah, in YouTube.
Yep.
Is there any questions?
After the one I posted like Q&A for a bit, so any mixing, blah blah blah. So after that,
Yeah.
there's 2.
Guitar noob.
Yep, guitar noobs and FA errands.
Guitar noobs asked like if his problem is like it sounds like shit because his playing isn't that good. It's like if the timing is bad, double track guitars will sound bad. So you actually have to just track even tighter. It should almost be as tight so it sounds like one performance. Ideally, like the more uneven you play, the worse the double track guitars will sound. So it will just start like making a chorus effect and sound super sloppy. So I would just practice to a click and use a grid in your DAW to see how tight you're actually playing, because you can feel you're playing super tight. Then you like zoom in Reaper and you're actually all over the place, like behind and yeah, too fast.
By the way, if you want to hear my opinion for that, so I should learn a bit of clipping. Like I think like editing in Reaper or any DAW, That's like completely fine if you want to make some sort of like a musical composition, or you want to actually focus on the sound of everything. But then at the same time, it should be somewhat apparent that it's not like a live recording. But
I thought of clipping as like in mixing, because you can
oh
clip
yeah,
in
yeah,
mixing.
like peaking.
Yeah, that's almost like limiting. Yeah, I of course. Yeah, you should do some editing if you can't play tight enough, and just you shouldn't feel bad that you can't play tight enough without editing. That's just a practice. Like over time, you will play tighter and tighter, and your ear will also start to like develop. So you can start hearing how tight you're actually playing as well. Like you will start noting that as the more you edit, the more you will actually like learn to hear what tight is, if that makes sense. So yeah. Sorry to interrupt you, Kari.
No, I was done pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about FA Aaron's general question?
How can you mix your project? I'm not sure how to answer that. Like, do you mean like how? Can you like specify? So
Perhaps if you give like a really general answer to like what mixing is and what you need for it.
Yeah, mixing is basically making all your recorded sounds fit together. In that process, you can also like enhance aspects of the sound that you like. For instance, on the snare drum, you can like enhance the snap to make like the crack even bigger, or boost the bass on your bass guitar or your kick drum. So you can like make them. Yeah, it's basically to like make your tracks fit together nicely and sound even bigger. It's really important part of music production. Like you can record and not mix, but it will sound pretty dull, and yeah, it won't like sound good to. It won't sound good like compared to professional songs you can hear on Spotify and YouTube and stuff.
And how can you mix like generally?
First off, you should like record all the parts. Let's say you're using drum VST, just print out all the sounds. So you got like the kick drum and the snare drum and the rooms and the overheads like individually. You don't have like one track for drums and so forth. Then you can start like balancing the sounds. And just start with volume, just volume balancing. And sometimes you can hear like, okay, the let's say the kick is as loud as you want, but you can't hear it. Maybe go in with an EQ and maybe boost some top end so you can hear like the top end of the kick. And there you can start like subtly adding like, okay, the guitar sounds good, but maybe whenever I palm mute, all the bass gets like super big. Maybe like try removing some bass from the guitar, stuff like that. So it's just it's hard to explain because it's so much. It's a
Yeah, I think that was a really good answer.
Yeah, start with volume, and after a while you will start hearing stuff like, okay, I would want the guitars a bit brighter. Maybe just go in and add some top end, or yeah, do small stuff. And after a while you can start watching some videos on it and like start to learn the craft.
Yeah, you got a thumbs up of approval from FA.
I hope I answered like okay. It's a pretty hard answer to like question to answer properly. So
yeah, that was in my opinion.
Do you have any questions, Kari?
I guess what can I do to make the mixing job easier for you in terms of like I'm mostly interested in in recording the bass. And please don't tell me buy new strings. I will. But like in terms of the consistency of the picking hand position when I'm playing with a pick, does that matter? If I'm not aiming for a specific tone, does it make your job easier if I keep like the position consistent?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like if you move your head, like let's say you move the pick more towards the neck, you will get like more bass, and if you move it back, you will get like more
Treble.
more treble. So you try to find like the sweet spot, like in guitar. Like it will sound like dull if you play like all the way up the neck, and it will sound like super bright and brittle if you play like all the way down. Like try to find the sweet spot where like you can feel like good bass response, but you can also hear like the definition of the pick attack. Aside from that, let's say you play super fast bass, like like with guitar. I wouldn't recommend you actually follow all the notes on bass, because like bass frequencies, they need some time to develop. So if you play too fast, you won't actually let the bass develop bass, and it will like all the low end will actually get like sucked out of that part. So many bass players, like let's say you're playing super fast 16 notes or something, maybe play like half of the notes on bass. You don't have to play like every note. Just try to give the bass some time to actually develop the low end.
Yeah, there's actually a few sections in this video as well where it's like the bass is almost like playing double or half of what guitar is playing.
Yeah,
And
right.
I'm not even sure if the original songs are like that, but to me it also makes sense not to have not to stuff everything with the bass. And especially with my bass playing skills, it would sound pretty awful with like the dynamics being just all over the place.
Yeah, that's also super important with bass. What you can try with bass is actually using a thinner pick. Because like if you use a thin pick, the pick will actually bend. So that's almost works like compression. So if you pick really hard, the pick will bend more. And if you play like weaker, you see what I mean? So
you get more equal volume and tone.
Yeah. You will get like an even, more even stroke. But I'm not saying like use 0.4 or something. Maybe instead of using 1.4 for bass, maybe use 1.88, maybe something like that. It will sound, it will feel pretty weird because it's like too, it will start bending and stuff. But you get a more even pick attack. So the notes will sound more even and not like super huge and super thin. Yeah.
And you said 0.88 for the thinner pick.
Yeah,
as an example.
I think so, or 0.7 maybe.
Yeah, I actually need to try that.
The one who uses the guitar amp sim, Nolly, Archep Nolly. He's like the bass player in Periphery, or he was the bass player in Periphery, and his bass tone is like legendary. It's like he's basically the modern bass sound in modern metal. And like everyone is like now trying to sound like Nolly, like in every genre basically. But he's the one like that talked about like the thin pick, and he uses a thin pick, and everyone was like, "What the fuck? You use a thin pick?" And that's actually just as I explained, to get like the pick attack more even, not to So it's almost like compressing your DI with the pick itself.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
What about? I guess one last question is: do you feel like if you happen to have a cheap bass, are you able to salvage that with buying better pickups?
Yes, actually. There's actually some cheap basses that sounds really, really good. Some huge records have been made on like a Mexico jazz bass, for instance. It costs like $600. And it's like, recorded mega bands with a $600 bass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the jazz bass specifically is really good for metal and rock.
Nice.
So.
Yeah.
I would say,
sorry.
Sorry.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can buy new pickups. It will help for sure. But if you spend like $500 maybe on a Squire jazz bass, it will sound really good. It will record really good.
Yeah, I think that might be much wiser than buying like better $150 pickups for like $100 bass.
Yeah, and then you're almost halfway to like a pretty decent bass anyway, so save like a couple of months more. And
with
but
my
you can also find
YouTube
like
income,
used,
I have to save for a few years.
Yeah, you maybe find like a used Mexico jazz bass. You could probably buy that for like $400. So,
Yeah. I probably, because that's been a long time kind of a next thing to buy for me, because that's just awful tone I'm getting at the moment. But that also could be, I don't think honestly that just the new strings are gonna help it much.
The thing about bass is like the strings are almost entire bass sound compared to guitar, because guitar pickups are like, so with bass I would say like 50-60% of the sound is new strings, like with all strings, because all like the elements you want in a bass guitar, like with the clank and like the definition of the bass, all that comes from new strings. It's like it's almost impossible to recreate it.
Oh damn! So
But yeah.
How long do like NYXL strings last on a bass if you play it like once a week?
It's hard to say. Like for recording, it's how it lasted maybe one day.
No. But, for me,
Yeah, for real. I would say like change if you're recording a series. If you're actually recording an album, I would change the strings maybe every other song on bass. But that's like if you're actually recording an album, and yeah, you should invest
YouTube?
like a couple of. For you haven't changed strings like the entire
For the
year,
2 years.
Yeah, you can make it work, I guess.
I guess if I change it every 2 years, it's gonna make at least some videos work.
New strings every 2 years.
But
yeah, I
I
guess
don't have
like
any.
if let's say you change strings every 3 months, 4 months, like if you play once a week, maybe you can make them last, I guess, like 4 months without like having them die completely. So 2-3 sets a year, I guess.
What about those coded strings?
Actually, I haven't recorded coded. They're coated. They're supposed to last longer, but yeah, I don't know.
I was thinking if they kind of handle just not being played for longer.
Yeah, that's true. And you can try wiping the strings off after you played as well, just to remove the fat and like the skin cells and stuff. Like the sweat, not the fat, the sweat. I mean,
the fat from my fat fingers.
Yeah,
when I tried to
like
play
just
bass.
shredding of.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'll have to kind of move towards ending the stream. It's getting pretty late here.
Yeah. But it was really fun to mix live. It was kind of weird as well to actually like think about what I'm doing and try to explain stuff. But it was fun.
That was really interesting to watch, and awesome that there were questions in the chat as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And we
Thank
can
you,
definitely
guys.
do more of these once we get some of these issues sorted out, like the stream being in mono, and there's like a pretty that makes it difficult to talk.
Yeah.
When I say something, you start talking, then I can hear my voice like 4 seconds after coming from your speaker, and then you stop talking. So it's kind of a really difficult. But yeah, this was pretty damn awesome, and hope to see everyone on the next stream as well. I'll try to keep do some sort of a post about when the next stream is gonna happen and what's it gonna have, what video is gonna get mixed and stuff like that. And yeah, please check out hovrecording.com if you record guitars and you want to check out the free guide on how to get better quality recording at home.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot to plug that actually. Thank you for
Yeah, no
reminding me.
problem.
I have a free recording guide on my website to basically have you make you have like professional level guitar recordings, just like from your bedroom studios with like no extra gear, just new strings basically. So just it's no like there's not like a secret trick, just small decisions, and or the guide like tells you all those like important decisions to make when you're recording. So
Yeah, sounds
download
good.
that if you want.
Sometimes the streams are announced with the notification screen, and we can set the reminder. Oh yeah, I'll have to probably do like a timed stream for the next one. So that's gonna be more like organized. This was also like
Yeah.
a kind of a test stream, seeing how everything goes, how people like these streams and stuff like that. And yeah, it was really awesome. But yeah, we will see again on the next stream. And thanks, Oysten, for taking the time for this stream.
No problem. It was really fun. Let's do it again.
Yeah. See you everyone later. Thanks for joining.
Yes. See ya.
And bye.